All right, let's take a look at number 13. And number 13, it tells us right off the bat that we're given M and N are parallel. So we'll go ahead and go mark this on the graph. Now we can use the relationships that are involved as we go through, which would be that corresponding angles are congruent is the first one I see. So we're going to use these two angles, which are corresponding angles. We're going to set them equal, so 5x minus 10 equals 3x plus 30. Now we're going to solve. So we get 2x equals 40 if you subtract the 3x and add the 10, or x equals 20. Alright, as soon as we get that 20, we can find out what each of those angles is. So 5 times 20 is 100, minus 10 is 90. Alright, so we know this is 90. Alright, we know this is 90 as well. Now, if that's 90, we know that these two angles are supplementary, so this has to be 90 as well. And again, we know that because of the fact that it forms a linear pair, and a linear pair would have to add to 180. We've used 90, so there's 90 left over. So we've got 3z equals 90, so z equals 30. Alright, so we'll bring that over here. Now, we do have vertical angles, so we can take that 90 down here. We could also use the same thing we did to get where the 3z is 90. So we could use supplemental, or we could use vertical angles. Alright, now I've got corresponding angles between this one and this one. Alright, so we know that 4y equals 90. Alright, and if we divide both sides by 4, we can reduce that a little bit, but it's not going to get to perfect. So 90 over 4, we can take a 2 out of each of them, so that's going to be a 45 over 2, which doesn't reduce any further. So we're looking at 45 over 2. Alright, so again, we happen to notice that we had a 90-degree angle here, and that all hinged on the fact that we had parallel lines, so we set corresponding angles equal to each other. And again, that's the two yellow angles. When we did that right here, we solved, we subtracted 3x, got 2x, added 10, we got 40, so that gave us the x equals 20. From there, the rest of it kind of rolled out. Now, angles, it asks about angle ABC, which is this angle in here, and angle DBC, alright, which is this angle here. Now, unfortunately, we can't say a whole lot about those two angles based on this diagram because we weren't given anything else as far as bisector, perpendicular, or anything else. So about the only thing that I could say here is that they're adjacent. Alright, so those two angles are adjacent. We could also possibly say, since we know they have to add up to 90, we could say they're complementary angles. Alright, that would be another option. So those two would be the two most descriptive that we could give. Past that, there's really not much else we can say. Alright, hope that helps with 13.